won't you come follow me? I'll take time to notice all that I see. And after I've come so far, you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. But life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and the choices are free. At the end of the journey, where all is complete, they'll all wonder where I've gone, but you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. Our dreams last forever, for all that we know. The roads come together, and that's where we'll go.
Buenas Micronesia, I'm Johnny Rosario,
And I'm Troy Torres.
and we are Kandit News Group. It is November 7th, Thursday evening at our studios here in Tumon.
Happy Ray Tenorio lost day last year. Makes me smile, really. I mean, we got Lulian Guerrero, but, you know, better than Ray Tenorio, you know, I guess. Like, if my eyes could roll. But, you know, we should remain humble about it because all things are possible through the Lord who destined for Lulian Guerrero to be the worst governor in Guam history. And also to
First female governor.
well, let's not, you know, women gained the right to vote 100 years ago yesterday, I
saw
think
that.
it was.
Yeah, I saw that.
And so let's not diminish that wonderful journey by considering Lulian Guerrero a female. Let's stop doing that whole like first female governor thing because it really does diminish the efforts of women. Yeah, because it's a little embarrassing, you know.
A little.
However, it is a darn good, like God does this so we don't have Ray Tenorio as the governor.
Yes,
Because
yes.
that would have been really bad.
We would really been up Ship Creek.
Man.
I said
Stop.
ship.
Oh, ship.
Yeah.
Algorithm.
I didn't say that.
You see that algorithm? You better recognize.
We're really up Ship Creek. I made sure. I got in trouble. Did you see him hit me? He hit me, guys.
Whatever. That was like 1/10,000th of the amount of pain that Johnny's able to inflict on a little Deska, you know? She's strong, yo. She is strong. Can we put up the white car? All knuckles. Like brass knuckles without the brass. This is you said it's a Hyundai, right?
It's a Hyundai hatchback TM3688 license plate. She ran over a golden retriever in Barragata next to Carbolito Elementary School.
And she drove off. She didn't stop or anything. She drove off, chatting on her cell phone, laughing her butt off. Aside from the entire thing being despicable and disgusting, it also is illegal for her to have been on her cell phone and to be speeding through a school zone at more than 15 miles per hour. So if you see this car, turn her butt in to 472-8911. That's the number to the Guam Police Department. If you don't want to report your name and you want to be anonymous about it, you can call 477-HELP. That's 477-4357. Sorry, we're just watching my dog Yumiko eat up
The trash
right now. They only do this when we go live so that we can't do anything about it. There they go. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so earlier tonight when Prim and I were over at Kmart to stuff our faces with deep dish pizza, as I was leaving in the parking lot, I was smoking my cigarette outside the Jeep. And one of our beautiful fans caught me smoking. She goes, "Hey, you're not supposed to smoke." I said, "No, my deadline is December 1." And she said, "You said you're not gonna smoke." I saw it on the show. I said, December 1. And so I just wanted, hey, thank you for keeping me honest. You know what? I'm never gonna have privacy in my life ever again.
Never. Not with me and my kids.
So, I did say that every night until December 1, we'll do something, talk about it in some way, how we're going to stop, how I'm going to stop smoking on December 1. See how long that takes. Hopefully it's for 10 years. And there are many of you who have reached out and said that you're going to join in this journey, and I very much appreciate that. It's not for me. It's for you. It's for your kids, your brothers and sisters, your parents, everyone around you, even your dogs. Like, dogs also are affected by secondhand smoke, and so it's a good. Josh, can you turn off the stove, boy? I forgot about it. Thank you. And so I wanted to show you this 34-second video. Are we able to cast to my screen? It's 34 seconds, and it's called "The Benefits of Quitting Smoking Starting Right Away," or "The Benefits of Quitting Smoking Start Right Away," and there's no sound to it. Oh, yes, there is sound. All right, cool.
I wanted to add on to that. $9 a pack. Troy smokes a pack a day.
More than a pack.
A pack and a half, but I did a pack a day at 365 days for the year. So Troy, you would save $3,285. That's a Louis Vuitton purse. That is Chanel purse.
That is almost as much as we spend in a power bill every month for a year.
Yeah, over there.
Almost.
At the Ganya place, right?
I kind of believe I spend more on power than I do on cigarettes. Yep. Amazing. Well, anyway, that's not to take away from the whole smoking is bad thing. That's a lot.
It is.
That's not even a low-level Louis Vuitton bag. That's like one of those higher level bags, right?
Yeah.
Like the classic kinds.
Mm-hmm. The nice kinds.
And you like Chanel too, right?
Yes.
She does.
But I do know how to dummy down, okay?
She likes the good stuff. Who doesn't like the good stuff? No one wants that sham stuff. No one wants that stuff that you have to clean. Rihanna. Anyway, Anyway, on to more serious stuff. Earlier tonight at 5 p.m., Senator Therese Terlahi began the third in her series of 3 roundtable discussions on, or informational hearings on, the Medical Malpractice Mandatory Arbitration Act. And tonight, a whole bunch of doctors and medical professionals came out. And of course, all they wanted to do was talk smack about any effort to change the Medical Malpractice Mandatory Arbitration Act. Did we expect anything different? Did we expect more than 2 or 3 doctors to come out and say, you know what, despite the profits I'm able to make on this island and the fact that I'm able to hang out here and hide here away from a state or another territory where I was dating
girls. Where I was kissing patients.
Aside from that, you know, do you think anybody really said, hey,
no,
go ahead and touch my profits?
I did listen, of course, and so when I showed up here tonight, because I was listening to the thing on the way down, all Troy could hear me, I'm cussing at my phone, I'm yelling like, Troy, if I open a business and I needed to buy insurance, who's going to pay for that insurance? The government or me? I have to pay.
If you're a doctor, the government gets to pay for it.
Yeah, and then, wait a minute, because all they keep talking about is the 1980s. People, we're in 2019.
Only Luis Muñoz hair is in 1980.
As a matter of, she wasn't even there tonight. There was 2 senators there, Therese Terlahi and Tello Taidagui.
Medical has 3 syllables in it. She only goes up until 2. That's the limit for her.
And I just want to applaud Mr. Lebowski, because each and every time he gets shot down by 5 doctors, and they keep saying, "Oh, there's no merit. There's no." Yes, there's 7 cases, but those other cases, they didn't have merit. It's not that they did not have merit. They didn't have the money.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
And then they keep saying, oh, in 1980, this law, we aren't in the 1980s anymore, people. We are in 2019. You can get your own malpractice. They said, oh, we checked how much for surgery malpractice insurance, and it's $100,000. Oh, well, not all these doctors on this island do surgery.
Yeah.
That's specialists.
And some lady said she came from the University of Texas at somewhere.
Yeah.
And she moved here and she has all these specialties. And first of all, I was like, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're not telling the truth. You know, they just like to hear themselves, blah, blah, blah about themselves, right? And so she's talking about, and you know, if something like this were to happen, you know, maybe I might consider moving my practice. Move. Get out. Mm-hmm. Get the hell out of here. If all your concern is your profit, get out. Who cares?
So Mr. Lebowski, you know, he was there. So was Lagrimas.
Lagrimas. Miss Lagrimas. What's her first name?
I forget. I remember the last name because it's hard for me to pronounce.
Gosh, I'm so sorry, Miss Lagrimas. I forgot your first name.
That, of course, when the bigger lady was speaking, I don't know her name. She was a big doctor. She said, "Oh, everybody stand. I just would like to acknowledge everyone in here in the medical field. Oh, Bustamante also.
Holy cow, lady!
Bustamante also. He's mad about Wise Owl and how they treated his dog, and he was screaming.
Oh, okay, yes.
I don't know which Bustamante this is. If this is the one I don't like, or if this is
that's the brother.
Else.
It's the brother.
Oh, okay. I like that guy then.
Okay.
I like the guy tonight.
Because they don't like each other or something.
I don't know. I just don't like the other one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He was saying that he's taking it all the way. You bet you, because he has the financial. Yeah. And he's saying it's not fair.
He's a real estate agent.
Yeah. He's like, I'm a real estate agent. I have to get my own insurance. I haven't been sued because I know what I'm doing. You know, and he's saying he took this. He's taking it all the way, suing Wise Owl for the malpractice that was done on his animal, because his animal was like, and he's like, oh, and they keep saying, oh, it's just a dog. It's not a dog. That's like my son. So Mr. Bustamante was there. Great for him for standing up for the people of Guam.
Good for him.
Mr. Lebowski, we love you, and you're fighting the good fight.
That the woman who you were talking about, the one who was acknowledging all the other doctors.
Oh, yeah.
I believe what she said was, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
She just kept talking about
Food and
1980s.
eggs. She kept talking about eggs.
No, she
Steak.
wasn't talking about eggs. But
She's talking about back in the day.
yeah, so they just talked about malpractice insurance for surgery. How many surgeons are here in Guam? Come on, people, get real. Talk about what's real and not just surgery, because that lady's probably not even a surgeon. Why didn't she ask about her own practice? How much it would cost?
Oh, I'm gonna never mind.
Never mind.
We don't want to speculate what her practice is, but all I'm saying is she could be a dietitian.
She's not.
She could help herself if she were a dietitian. So, what's disgusting about this whole thing is that lost in the mix of these discussions
Are
is,
the deaths of
Yes.
these children and these people.
and the people who've been maimed.
Charles Vincent, Asher Dean,
Mhm.
Miss Lagrimas, his father is currently
Is he-
experiencing.
He's holding on.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to her, but I didn't watch her testimony or if she even, because we went live. But Tyla Tidagui, her baby, right? There's a lot. And they kept saying, oh, but the list, we only been sued 3 times. And then she's saying, oh, if we get sued, you're going to have to take it. When you leave, that follows you. You damn right that's going to follow you. If there is a death under your belt, you best believe it should follow you. It don't disappear. And the reason why you love it here on Guam, because it disappears.
Yeah, no, you're
Wake
absolutely
up,
right.
people.
You're absolutely right. That stuff disappears. It was one of the reasons for the firing of then Bank of Guam CEO Lou Leon Guerrero from the hospital board of trustees back in 2011, was because things like that were disappearing. That was one of the reasons.
And the doctor said it. Oh, it follows you it follows you if you're the nurse. It follows you if you're the. I hope it does.
So. I would hope so. You know,
Because, you know,
unlucky
when
for
I
us,
go
it's not
into-
following our doctors.
When I go into the clinic, they're asking me everything about my history. How about you? Can I ask you about your history? I want to know about where's the application for me, because I'm gonna pay you all this money.
Yeah.
I want to see what's under your belt.
I'll tell you, I lucked out though when I went to GMH, and you know it wasn't lost
Dr.
on me.
Shanae, right?
Yeah, Dr. Shanae. It wasn't lost on me that I went into GMH on the same day that Asher Dean Lebowski, or I got sick on the same day that Asher Dean Lebowski died 1 year before, and I, you know, there wasn't much thought to think about except for my own mortality when I was going through that, but I lucked out.
You know, I felt bad that day.
Why?
Because I'm like, oh my God, all of this for strep throat? No, oh my God, this Troy's such a fag. And then when I leave, because they're gonna give you a shot, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go outside and wait. And then I'm like, okay, Temmie's here, I can go. And then I get the message that it's pneumonia. I'm like, oh my God. I'm sorry, Jello. But I'm like, it's just pneumonia, right, Brim? I'm like, all of this drama for freaking strep throat?
No,
Freaking
you guys,
Troy.
when you have strep throat, you can't ignore it, because I was like, I thought
turns
that.
into rheumatic fever.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
Yeah.
I think I passed that and went straight to the pneumonia and next to death.
No, you caught the strep throat on time. You probably had the pneumonia building from prior to the strep throat.
No.
But if you don't take care of strep throat, it travels to your heart and you end up getting rheumatic fever
That's forever, right?
forever.
So I think I had the strep throat for at least a couple of weeks, because remember I was talking to you guys about, oh, you know, my throat hurts, and I think it's these caffeinated drinks that I'm drinking, and then someone said stop drinking Monster or stop drinking Red Bull or whatever, right? And it was, you know, whenever I go to the gym, that lumpiness was the strep throat, and I just it wasn't as acute as it used to be. You know, when I've gotten strep throat before, the pain is acute. Anyway, so I lucked out at GMH with Dr. Shanae and the gang over there at the time that I went, and it was also very busy there and very packed. And I just happened to come across good care. But
And
many
Dr.
times it's not
Shanae
like
did
that.
everything, blood work, everything that he needed to do.
I got
for
a
Troy.
shot in both butt cheeks, and then a Z pack. I had a lot. Like,
Yeah,
that
but
was-
I love the fact that he did everything, all the tests, whatever tests he needed to be done, he did it. He didn't guess.
Yeah.
He didn't say, "Oh, this is what you have," and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, he did what he needed to do to make sure that he what is it called? Diagnosed you correctly.
I don't think Dr. Shanae is a doctor who's afraid of medical malpractice. Honestly, I don't think he's afraid of that whatsoever. Because, well, I think his reputation precedes him. People have said he's a very good doctor. Now, unlucky for Asher Dean Lebowski, who 1 year before, I mean, you know, who are the two doctors? Dr. John Garrido and Dr. I can't remember his first name, but it's Sarmiento is the last name. And one of them is the pediatrician who never saw him at all. The other one was the
And
doctor who did see
They
him.
checked him in at 7 p.m. and did not run tests on Asher Dean till 3 a.m.
And even at 3 a.m. when they ran the test, they never came in until he coded at 7 a.m. And during that entire 12-hour period, no doctor saw him. And no nurse told Mr. Lebowski about the danger that Asher Dean was in with his advanced pneumonia and the septic shock he was going through. So he was in pain throughout this whole time, throughout the night, until he fell asleep sometime around 5 in the morning.
Well, the hearing today was for suggestions of how to change the law, if there's going to be changes or add-ons or minus or whatever. And you know what? Here's a suggestion for you. Just get rid of the law and there's more doctors now. We are in 2019. They can get their own insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Just like every other profession.
Yeah, we have to get insurance. Why can't they get insurance?
How about that idea for you? How about that suggestion?
Gosh, this kid is such a cute freaking kid. You're right, he does look like an angel.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, so there's that. Hopefully the senators wise up. And you said only two senators were there?
Only two senators. Senator Therese Terlahi and Tello Taidabe. But Tello's onto something. She really is doing her research.
Yeah, good for her. She promised us that she would do that, and she's delivering on that promise. So good for her. Now, in Saipan, in the CNMI today, major breaking news. This is very affecting the people. No, but not a laughing matter. Major news, the governor's office was raided in Saipan.
Not only the governor's office.
So this is the part. So we were like, okay, are we going to follow this story? Because we've been saying nice things about Governor Ralph Torres.
And the CNMI governor.
And Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios and how efficient they're. I have no idea what's going on in the CNMI. But I was like, darn, man. Kind of don't want to cover this story. I like those guys. And plus, we don't even know what's going on. Out of left field. It looks like it's attached to the Attilig investigation, the mayor of Rhoda.
And the casinos.
And the casinos.
Yeah.
So there's something of important relevance
To
the
Guam.
people of Guam, and that is that our former chief prosecutor and also the sister of Chief Judge Francis Tidinko Gatewood, but more importantly, Phil Tidinko is the older brother to his sister Daniela J. Tidinko.
Torgun.
Phil Tidinko, former prosecutor, his office was raided in Saipan.
As well.
He was. It's part of. What is the name of that company? The casino?
I don't know, but give me that.
It's not Dynasty, right?
No.
It's I forgot. The casino. The casino offices were raided, and specifically Phil Tidinko, who is chief counsel to the casinos, his office was raided as well. Now, just so you understand, like how significant this raid is.
When the FBI can raid a lawyer's office, it's bad.
It's on like Donkey Kong. Yeah. So there's some trouble that and this is the FBI. This is not the DEA or HSI or Fat Danyat, you know. And this is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. They normally don't execute warrants until they're absolutely certain of something. And so we've been looking at the comments ever since we posted the breaking news on it, and it, not surprisingly, the general consensus has been, boy, karma really does take a big bite. And I'm not entirely certain whether the people who are posting that have had a personal experience with Phil Tydinko being an a-hole to them, or maybe a family member who was prosecuted by him when he was the chief prosecutor on this island. But personally, my personal experience with Phil Tydinko has been that he is a grade A-hole. And he was known...
I think he could... I had a restraining order put on me when I was 18, I think. 18 or 19. And I was working at the time, and I told my boss, I have to go to court because someone put a restraining order on me. This is a true story.
This is what do you call those?
What?
Story bed cells are made of.
No, really. When I got served the papers that someone filed a restraining order on me, when I told my boss, it's like, okay, let me make a phone call. So he called his friend, which was Phil Tydinko, to go with me. And the judge was freaking out because why do you need a lawyer? And you don't need a lawyer for that, guys. So if there's a restraining order put on you, it's the two people that go in front of the court, and they don't give you a lawyer. So the judge at the time was like, why are you here? He's like, oh, I'm representing... It's like, she doesn't need representation. We're just serving her the
Wait, who put a restraining order on you?
I can't say.
Oh, okay.
I can't say.
This is interesting. Haven't heard this story yet. Haven't heard this story. Normally the stories are post 2002. Mm-hmm. Yes, we're gonna find out about this. Let's take a break, just 2 minutes, and when we come back, we'll begin our coverage, our main coverage on and how an empire is falling.
I'll ride with the horses, I'll swim through the sea, I'll climb to the mountain tops, won't you come follow me? I'll take time to notice all that I see, and after I've come so far, you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. But life is a vision, that's how it should be. The world is a canvas, and the choices are free. At the end of the journey, where all is complete, they'll all wonder where I've gone, but you know where I'll be. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. I'll fly away, fly away, fly away, fly away home. Our dreams last forever, for all that we know. The roads come together, and that's where we'll go.
We have a comment from Jacob Nakamura. Isn't Phil Tadinko's little sister named Dan Tadinko? She's the former port board chairwoman, right? Imperial Pacific, thank you very much for the name of the casino. And the casino office that was raided today was owned by former Senator Carmen Fernandez. So we'll have breaking news about that. Once we get off the show, we'll do the write-up on it. David Camacho says about the Lebowski journey, no parent expects to bury their child. I couldn't imagine what that's like.
Yeah,
I cannot imagine what that is. The Real Joe Cruz says, LOL, you guys. I love what he put up today in his comments regarding
Karma?
Phil's hiding goal. Yes.
Yeah.
I feel you, brother.
Don't you just want to giggle?
Believe me. Believe me, I know exactly what you feel. John Anthony Snorio says, I was 3 packs a day until July 2004. You can do it. Thank you. I appreciate that. 3 packs a day, your throat must have really been hurting. Julianne Pacagui Padua says, yay, half a day from Olympia, Washington. Half a day. And there are many half a days. Thank you very much, you guys, for joining our show. Let's start with our top story tonight, which is all about, a couple more things. Richard Leon says, the public laughs at that AG O'Malley can't put a legal case against Gura Board. Why did the Guam public waste funds on this bogus case? Guam legal system aids and abets futile efforts. Clayton John Hill says that Asher video gets me every time. Do you have this video on YouTube in a standalone format so we can all share this video independently? Oh, did we do that?
Yes, we do.
We did that? It's on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you happen to know the title of it? Asher Dean Lebowski 3?
1
year anniversary.
Oh, 1 year anniversary. Okay.
But it's on our page
under videos on YouTube. Okay.
Oh, and I also wanted to say hi to my friend Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. So there are a couple of other stories that we are going to tomorrow. We'll bring it to you. I just have to take a look at it because I haven't, and I'm very sorry to Janessa Corpus and to Derek Baza Hills because I don't mean to ignore it. It's just I got sick and I'm catching up right now,
Well,
and
Derek,
we've been having
Derek
this.
Baza Hills wanted us to cover the DOC.
The bill by Talina Nelson, right, about the warden.
Yeah, but the DOC letter.
Oh yes,
grievance letter.
the anonymous letter.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I noticed that he's been building support, especially from the union, and good for him. His advocacy to make things better at the Department of Corrections. And Janessa Corpus has some serious issues with the Guahana Academy Charter School, and with one of my favorite subjects of making fun of people, Judy Wampat.
Yeah.
So, girl, don't you worry. I'll get to that. You and me, we're the same, and I don't like Judy Wampat at all. And so I'll get to it, I promise you. Maybe tomorrow, most likely tomorrow. But we just need to get to our top story, which is on our continuing coverage of blood money and gambling. Now, the governor, yesterday, we were hearing rumors that the governor was celebrating her birthday with a $1,000 fundraiser. But it wasn't her birthday. We realized it's the 1 year anniversary of her election as the governor. And so she had a $1,000 fundraiser.
You mean she was trying to raise $1,000,
No.
right? Is that what? Isn't it?
No. It was
you mean,
$1,000 per person per plate. Yeah, and I know that's a very expensive plate. And
I wonder who was at that party.
apparently not too many people. Now, first of all, lady, all right, you just announced your reelection. If you cannot pack a small room with people for the $1,000 fundraiser that you're going to have on the anniversary of your election to office, and with the thought in mind that this is for your reelection, boy, that is some sad balls right there. Like, the first of all, I mean, secondly, it shows you ain't got the support. Maybe these businesses who supported you last year are feeling like, hey, you're not giving us a fair shot because your favorites are the ones winning everything. Why are we going to give you $1,000? Plus, you're doing such a poor job as an administrator and as a manager, we're not going to give you $1,000. And third, how can you have a birthday fundraiser if evil never ages? Like, uh, and so, in honor of Governor Lulian Guerrero's 1 year anniversary of her election, which we helped, never got a thank you for it. But in honor of that, we found, we didn't find, someone else found, David Camacho, right? Mm-hmm. David Camacho found her comments before the Guam Visitors Bureau in a debate last year, or I'm sorry, this is maybe this is the GHRA. No, this is the GVB quarterly membership meeting on October 23, 2018, where she specifically addresses gambling. Now, her tune has changed. She is not for Vice Speaker Selena Nelson's bill number 226, which would get rid of gambling. Now, we'll go into more about the Bank of Guam connection and all that stuff in just a second. But let's just hear what our illustrious governor said just last year about gambling. The GVB quarterly membership meeting on October 23, hold on. 2018. I have to. Where she specifically addresses gambling now. I have to turn down my own watch party. 1 second. Where are you? There we go.
Maybe it's the other one.
No, it's this one. It's the watch party. Oh wait, no. Is there a watch party? No, that's the only one. No, that's the only one. That has the volume thing. Okay. So it's this one here. Okay, ready?
Okay, for our first question, would you support an initiative to legalize gambling as an option to stimulate the tourism economy? Why or why not? And if not, what do you propose to do to stimulate Guam's tourism industry? Senator?
Yes, thank you. You know, the issue of gambling, casino gambling, has really been put forward to the public for, I think, 2 times already. And the public both times have voted down gambling, voted down casino. I do not support legalizing casino gambling, but because I want to make sure that our island here continues to be a family-friendly, family-oriented, and family-preserved kind of destination. If we bring in casino gambling, and I know there are some investors that are saying, well, it's just for the tourists, and it's going to be restricted, but even so, it will impact, I believe, in our social structure. It will impact in things like increasing in crime, things like maybe illegal drugs. Those are the kinds of things that will come forward in bringing in casino gambling. So I do not support it. However, what I think we should do is look more at other ways that we can attract our tourists. Why can't we do more cultural things? Why can't we do things like Dave Tydinko's business, Valley of the Party? Why can't we do things that really creates more interaction?
Okay, Governor, why can't we do more things like this? Why can't we do more like Dave Tydinko's business? Why can't we do more value planning? Why can't you do it? You've been in office for a year.
And she hit the nail on the head. Crime.
Drug use.
Drug use.
Mm-hmm. She knows. She's aware. She's been aware since last election.
Pictures of her with Guam Music Inc.
And so that is that is something that we need to discuss right now, because it isn't. Last night we brought you about how some of the 7 senators who are getting overtures from Guam Music Inc., the gambling lords of this island, are big-time contributors, big-time donors to their campaigns. They're also big-time donors to the Leon Guerrero campaign. Connie Jo Shinahara, what's her campaign manager? One of the owners, one of the gambling lords. She's now the deputy C manager the deputy manager of the seaport. And it isn't just senators and who are getting the overtures from the gambling lords, it's also Governor Lulian Guerrero, which would precisely indicate why she has done this about face, why she's told everyone, oh, we're against casino, Linala sin casino, and all that. And now all of a sudden, she is for gambling. She is for these people, this monopoly making this money. There's a legal term for all of this, for when these gambling lords pressure senators with bribes of money, and it's not just bribery, okay, or pressure the governor with the quid pro quo or the tit for tat of, I will give you campaign funds for your re-election if you support this. It's called lobbying. And in Guam law, can we put up the first one on the TV behind me? The definition of lobbying. Oh gosh, I hope I cut it right. Okay, here we go.
I don't think they can see that, Troy.
Go ahead and put it on the screen then. A lobbyist means any person who engages for pay in any amount or engages for any in-kind consideration which may include expenses for the purpose of attempting to influence the passage, defeat, or content of any legislation by y legislatura en Guahan. That's the legislature. Lobbying means any activity by a lobbyist which is reasonably designed to influence the passage, defeat, or content of any legislation, including A, meeting with legislators or employees of legislators. Now, staff members at the Guam legislature, you guys better know your law because you guys are the ones who make it, and you guys better be careful about what you've been doing over the past year. And if you don't provide us the information that we asked for, we're just going to dig and find out about your meetings with lobbyists who are not registered. Providing information and draft legislation to legislators or employees of legislators. That happens all the time. All the time.
Frank Campillo.
Yes.
The insurance.
They're the ones who provide. Carlos Camacho with Ironwood. The bankers. All of these people provide draft legislation to our senators. And this is purely against the law if they're not registered as lobbyists. Publishing any articles or editorials in favor of the passage or defeat of any legislation. That's so funny. Organizing groups of members of the public to engage in activities described in this subsection 2. Paying for any amenities or expenses of legislators or staff. Procuring goods and services from vendors in exchange for the passage, defeat, or content of any legislation. Lobbyists and lobbying does not apply to certain things, including media. Like, this doesn't apply to us. Our advocacy for things, we're exempted from this lobbying. Of course, it's freedom of the press. So that's the definition of lobbying. Let's see who can register as a lobbyist. Let's go to registration. Any person registered or engaged as a lobbyist before engaging in any activities that constitute lobbying shall register with the legislative secretary by providing the following information: name, business address, name and address of person by whom they are employed, interest, blah, 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 blah. Names of any papers, periodicals, magazines, or other publications wherein lobbyists cause to be published articles or editorials in favor or opposition of pending legislation. The information provided to the legislative secretary shall be updated quarterly on or before the 10th day of the first month of each quarter. All information provided by lobbyists to the legislative secretary shall be either sworn to under oath or submitted as an unsworn declaration under penalty of perjury. Guess how many lobbyists are registered at the Guam legislature? Yeah, 0. Guess how many people have been lobbying the Guam legislature just on this bill, number 226?
I think we need to send this bill to our senators because I don't think, or this law, because I don't think they're aware of it.
That would be the saddest thing ever. That would be so sad. But
apparently, Luis Muñoz Castro, or whatever her name is, Borja Muñoz, I don't know. Her chief of staff has no clue about this. He admitted to Kandit News.
Her chief of staff used to work for Ray Tenorio, so his moral barometer is, it's a little down there.
Okay, so what's the penalty?
But hold on, because you said Luis Muñoz Castro, and I just wanted to count the number of syllables in lobbying. Lobbying. Oh, 3 syllables, Cello. It passed the 2 threshold. You cannot expect her to know what that is. Cannot. If you say lobby, she'll think it's the lounge where she sings on top of a piano. What? A little feisty today. What are the penalties? Well, for not registering as a lobbyist and for lobbying without registering as a lobbyist. No person, penalty. Any person who violates the provisions of this section by failing to register, update their registry, accepts a commission for lobbying, issues false statements in lobbying, uses public funds for lobbying, or as a former legislator lobbies within the prohibited time period for former legislators, shall upon conviction be guilty of a misdemeanor and be prohibited from engaging as a lobbyist for a period of 3 years from the date of conviction. You can go to jail for lobbying. Gil, Connie Joe, the rest
Fines
of you.
imposed shall be equal to 5 times the fee or value of any in-kind compensation received by the lobbyist. So if you receive $1,000,
You have to pay $5,000, right? And this is not just about Gil and Connie Joe in this Bill 226. This is, like you said, the Chief of Staff to Senator Luis Borjas Syllable. And, and those of the other senators who've been receiving these overtures, which are lobbying efforts, have been lobbied by these gambling lords. If they accept this sort of lobbying, then they're guilty of this misdemeanor. I mean, my goodness. You know, the sad thing is that one of them is Senator Joseph Augustine, who is the chairman of the Legislative Ethics Commission, which is where you would send senators to, where you would complain about senators breaking the law, if not the Guam Police Department. This is a big deal. How many, and just on Bill 226 alone, how many people have been breaking the law, you know?
that's when those calendars are going to be useful
Oh, did
for
we
us.
FOIA the calendars yet?
I believe.
The updated calendars?
I think so.
I want to FOIA those calendars. Oh, by the way, it's also illegal to erase those calendars. Guys, it's called destruction of public records, and there's ways to find out whether you destroyed public records, including digitally. So I wouldn't touch those computer screens if I were you. If you know what's good for you, you don't want federal laws slapped across your face like it was slapped across Phil Tidinko and Carmen Fernandez's face earlier today. Now, last night, or yesterday, Jesse Mendiola, hero extraordinaire, went to Kings and Harmon, filed a criminal complaint when he saw that there were Liberty machines in operation with children around. He made a written complaint to the Guam Police Department, went and was interviewed over at the Dededo precinct, and now that criminal complaint is making its way through the investigative process. Kings, as of last night, removed those Liberty machines.
We have pictures.
Oh yeah, can we? Do we have the
I don't
pictures,
think he
Chilla?
has it. It's
Okay.
It's in our
On
chat.
www.candidnews.com, you're able to see the story about this and how it was called Breaking News, Kings something. It's about Kings removing the Liberty machines. There was other breaking news today, and that was that Linda's Coffee Shop soon followed suit. This morning, Kandit was there and took some undercover footage of the area where the Liberty machines, I believe there used to be 4 that were in the main area right across the diner counter where Linda's Coffee Shop is, and those Liberty machines removed as well. The sign above where the Liberty machines used to be that said something like security notice, we are not responsible for unattended devices, still is there. The exposed outlets and wiring, electrical wiring, where that used to be covered up by those Liberty machines now is being partially hidden by dining tables that have been moved there. And so whether or not them removing the machines removes their criminal liability for all of these years that they've had these gambling devices on premises where children are has yet to be seen. It's something that we asked the Attorney General's office and the Department of Revenue and Taxation earlier today. And when we did, and we'll bring you the footage of that in just a second. But one of the biggest takeaways was that the Department of Revenue, the Director of Revenue and Taxation, is going to start going after all of these other places that have had these Liberty machines on premises where children are. So let's hear now from Carlina Charfris at the Office of the Attorney General and from Daphne Shimizu, the Director of Revenue and Taxation. I'm signing into the Attorney General's office. to see the Attorney General regarding the whole gambling thing.
Oh, great.
So I'm here to get an interview with someone at the Attorney General's office on what they're doing about this whole Liberty Machine thing. I know they're battling it in court. It's a good thing. Hello.
How you doing?
Great, how are you?
Not bad.
But there's this issue with, so aside from the Liberty Machines, the whole battle about whether the Liberty Machines are legal or not legal, right? There is this very clear legal issue of Liberty Machines that are located on premises where children are allowed. And there are quite a few. Hey, Fred, how's it going? Nice to see you. And the law clearly says you cannot. And so we're here at the Attorney General's office to ask whether the AG is going to do anything about these businesses that have these Liberty Machines on premises where children are present, like the laundromats, the restaurants, and Funland.
Half a day, Kandit. So you're here for a couple things, for gambling and then for the King's investigation, right?
Yeah, which would be the same kind of thing.
So have a seat.
Okay.
The AG is not available.
Okay.
And so I'll just go ahead and say for your listeners where we are right now with that.
Oh, that would be perfect.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So we do have an active litigation in the gambling case. We are going before the court on December 5th, I believe.
Okay.
And
It was moved from October 31,
That's
right?
correct.
Okay.
That's correct. I believe it's at 2 p.m. December 5th.
Is there a reason it was moved? Was it the court that moved it?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
It
Did
was
they
the
give
court's
any
decision.
reason?
I can take a look at the motion. It probably says it.
Who is the court?
Right now, well, it's with Barcenas, I believe.
Okay.
So it was up in the higher court and then it got
Remanded.
back down.
Okay.
So then the hearing on the 5th or the 6th will be about, we're going to argue that they're illegal. And that's been our position, and then it will remain our position.
Okay.
As far as the investigation with Kings, it has not come to our office, and it's an active investigation with GPD. So we'll work with them.
What I wanted to ask is there are these other locations where, in defiance of the law, Liberty Machines are located on the premises where children are.
Mm-hmm.
An example would be Funland at the Micronesia Mall.
Okay.
Another would be Linda's Coffee Shop, but as I understand it today, it was removed.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are laundromats, one in Mongmong, another in Barragata, and there may be one more. Is this something where the Attorney General's office might be looking into getting the investigators to go over there and impound the machines or file charges against people?
Well, what it is, and that kind of falls under the regulatory agency, which would be DRT.
Okay.
We are, our position is, again, and remains that these machines are illegal.
Okay.
And so we will continue our fight from the legal perspective.
So then, if anyone is to bring charges against these owners of these places where machines are around children, it would be rev and tax that would start that?
I believe so. But
Okay.
I have to get back to you. I don't
Okay, good, because we're going to rev and tax now anyway.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Carlina.
Nice to
Appreciate
see
it. You
Bye.
too. You look great, of course.
I don't know about that. But
Yes,
I
you do.
appreciate it.
I'm here to inspect the business licenses for the Liberty Machines. Find out all the names attached.
Good, it's not such a busy day. You know, and
Yeah, I was just telling everyone, and everyone's been commenting, it doesn't look busy. What's going on?
we're efficient. We're getting
Good
people in
job.
and out. Honestly, you know, our team works very hard. And, you know, we try to do our best to get you the information or get all of the news media as we get FOIA request information. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer than we expect it, but we do it.
Cool, thank you. We didn't complain about the 10-day extension.
I know, and we appreciate the extra time. It took a little bit of time because, honestly, we really did have to do a lot of research and try to figure out, you know, this is an issue, obviously, that has been, I think the issue of gaming has obviously been something that's been discussed in the government, and you know you've been in the government for a while, and so...
Is the department considering canceling its suit or pulling out or whatever that's called?
We have been dealing with a lot of issues here. One of the items, of course, that we were made aware of in the beginning of the year was that, by our AG, and who I actually really, I get along very well with and I really work well with, we were advised that, I think back in February, that we're really just waiting for the courts to make a decision.
Okay, so it's too late to sort of take any action before that happens?
So really, I think at this time, we've just been really waiting for the courts to make the decision and to decide on it.
Okay.
That's our position.
Okay. Can I ask you one more question? We were just at the Attorney General's office, and Carlina Charfris told us, we asked them if they or their investigators will be doing anything about these establishments where there are these gaming machines on premises and children frequent the establishments, like, for example, Funland at Micronesia Mall, a couple of laundromats, Linda's coffee shop, but they just recently took out the gaming machines, which is contrary to law. The law says, children cannot be where these gaming machines are. The AG's office said that the enforcement issue rests with Rev and Tax. Is that something that your compliance officers are going to be looking at?
Well, anytime, of course, business license regulation falls under a regulatory group. If we're made aware of any violations, we do have a responsibility to make sure that, we investigate. And so, absolutely, if there is issues and we are made aware, we have a responsibility to make sure we follow the law.
Can I make you aware right now that Funland in the Micronesia Mall, to this day, that the laundromat along the same route as the Ganya pool in Momo, there's gaming machines there as well, and that until today, gaming machines were at Linda's coffee shop in East Agania. They were taken out, but their culpability for criminal violation remains because all of these years they've been against the Gaming Control Act. They've had these. Okay. So I can make you aware of those now?
Thank you. Yes, thank you for sharing that. And of course, we're here to serve the public. We're here to follow the law. We can't, and I tell people this, and I've told our senators and our legislature, our people, our job is regulation. Obviously, 100% regulation or 100% of, it's impossible to regulate 100%. That's why there's speed traps. We can't get 100% of speeders. We can't get 100% of anything. But what we do is we do our best to, to define those areas or find those areas, most especially when we receive notice that there are things that are happening. So of course we absolutely will look into these things, and this is something we'll work on. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks.
Appreciate it. So you heard it first on Kandit News that Director of Revenue and Taxation Daphne Shimizu is sending her troops out to look at those other places where, like Funland or Funfair or whatever it's called at the Micronesia Mall, where there are Liberty machines, a bunch of Liberty machines, like is this the Micronesia Mall one? Oh, there we go. Look at that. That guy doesn't look like he's on ice, though. Look at, oh my gosh, look at that porker. Look at those kids, my goodness. Right there where all the kids' amusement stuff is, behind that wall, is all those Liberty machines. And then there was Linda's coffee shop until today. There is the laundromat along the same road where Agania pool is. Yeah. MTM laundromat.
Barragata laundromat.
What's that one called?
24-hour something, I don't know.
There is the one, there is the Mike Phillips 25-hour laundromat in Manilao. But there's a separate, it's the same building, but it's a separate area, right? So at least that's separated from the laundromat itself. And they regulate kids from going there. And so in the eyes of the law or whatever, until the legislature changes that law, that should be a legal operation. But these other places, and then someone said there's an SK Mart where they also have at least one Liberty machine inside the store. The store, yeah.
In Harmon.
It's like Las Vegas up in here. So, anyway, all of this started because a guy named Jesse Mendiola, who's a nobody, who wants to be somebody with the help of everybody, decided that he had enough of these gambling lords stepping all over the people of Guam. And he went to Kings and he filed that complaint against Lucy and Dave Alcorn, Cliff Guzman, reputable social elites of this community. Gil and Connie Joe Shinihara, Tom Tahaji, John and Sheila Torres, Lauren Bromley, Guam Music Inc. filed a complaint against them, criminal complaint, to hold them accountable for their misdemeanors, their crimes. And lo and behold, those Liberty machines came out of Kings and Harmon. Kings refused to comment, which is the worst thing you could ever do with the media. Now today, we were at Reverend Tax, and Daphne Shimizu, the director, did give us the business licenses for all of the places where these Liberty machines exist. We are going to be going back to Reverend Tax tomorrow to go through the incorporation documents and the ownership documents of all 127 of these establishments, and we're going to provide you the names of their owners so that you know exactly who in this community has been ripping off the people of Guam with their gambling blood money. We'll have that breaking news tomorrow. Until then, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us here tonight at Kandit. Familia and Kandit, we love you very much. Good night.
We love you, Guam.